I'm the Vice President of Education currently. Hopefully someone else will take my place in this room. Maybe I'll be running, we'll see. But I'm going to do the presentation for the Vice President of Education. I'm going to give you, you didn't start already, did you?
Yeah. Just, when you said okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Just basically go through some tips, some of the responsibilities of the Vice President of Education. We all have a president of the club, but the president needs the Vice President of Education. So we do a lot of the work behind the scenes to make sure everything goes smoothly. So a lot of people hesitate when they think of the Vice President of Education. It actually can be very rewarding, especially when you see members of your club getting their awards. That's a good feeling, not just you getting your awards, but to see your fellow teammates get their awards, because that gives you some kind of drive. Okay, they did it, I know I can do it. We all come through this door scared to give speeches, scared to move up, but that's why we came through the door in the first place. So to see my fellow teammates, my fellow colleagues get an award, that gives me the inspiration to go higher. So let me go ahead and get started. Okay, according to the Toastmasters International bylaws, the Vice President of Education is the second ranking club officer and is responsible for planning, organizing, and directing a club program which meets the educational needs of the individual members. The Vice President of Education also serves as one of the club's representatives on the area and district councils. So, for example, we just had a spring conference, and each club has to vote for new officers. If you cannot go, the president or the vice president would send what we call a proxy, a paper vote, or they, for example, Jamie voted for us, so someone would vote for us if we cannot go. So if I had gone, I would have done the voting, or Will would have done the voting. So we're second in line for that. Now, a lot of you have what you have on your desk. They're club agendas. I'm responsible for getting that out every meeting. And that basically is an outline of how the meeting will go. And I'm a stickler again for time, so I try to put the time on so we're on time. So if we're behind, we know exactly where we're supposed to be, so we need to kind of speed it up to get there. And I see some people laughing at me. So if it's kind of funny, you know, it's not as funny as Will's, but this is exciting stuff. Club protocol, for example, it's my responsibility to initially get news to the new members that for certain things, like we're not supposed to leave the lectern unattended. When someone walks up to the front of the room, you clap for them until they get up, because it builds up their confidence, and you're supposed to shake their hand, but no one is supposed to leave the lectern unattended. So those kind of things I'm supposed to instill within the club. I am also supposed to create an education program for club members. Each of you that are members should have gotten an education packet, basically with some goals where I think you should be and goals where you think you should be. Now, where I put that I think you should be is not where you have to be, because everyone goes at their own pace. But those are suggestions. Also, Education Awards Expert. If you see back there on the wall there, we have some of our members who've already completed our Competent Communication Awards and their Competent Leadership Awards. It is my goal to report that to home office to make sure you get your awards and try to make sure that you get your pins, just so you can feel good about going the next step in Toastmasters. Anything that you need to know about the education experience, the education program, you can come to me and I can get that answered. And I pretty much know it by now. This is my second year as Vice President of Education, so if I don't know it, I will call home office and get an answer for you. And they're pretty good, so it's a pretty good turnaround time. Also, speech context experts. I'm going to try to compete in my first contest this summer. I encourage each member to attend and participate in a contest. There's humorous, there's international, there's evaluation, and there's table topics. That is also another notch in getting your education awards. And my goal, which should be everyone else's goal, is to get to your DTM, which is Distinguished Toastmasters. That is the highest level of education award in Toastmasters International. So I encourage everyone to reach for that goal. And then mentor program supervisor. Now, everyone may not have a mentor, but you are asked at the beginning if you want a mentor. You don't have to have one. I suggest if you're new to Toastmasters that you go ahead and say, yes, I want one, and we'll team you up with a mentor to help you get started at least. If you want to continue with that mentor, like for example, my mentor is Angel Guerrero. He's been for the last 2 years, and I told him he will be for life because he's a good, valuable source, and he's a good person. He helps me when I need a problem. He helps if I'm down, like, okay, I don't know if I did this right. He kind of picks me up, so he's a good mentor, and we will get you a mentor if you choose one. Okay, prior to meetings, the Vice President of Education reviews scheduled roles in advance, offers support to Toastmasters, and when I say offers support to Toastmasters, sometimes scheduled speakers don't show up. Scheduled people who have roles to fill don't show up. So we have to jump in and make sure we get all the roles filled. So sometimes you may see, like I am today, doing 4 or 5 different roles, but that's what you do. You jump in, that's part of leadership. You jump in and you take on roles. I schedule educational sessions, and that's with mentors or other, any other educational session that you may need. Currently, the leadership team, hopefully you guys read your email, is going to be working out of the Successful Club series. So prepare your speech for that. And that's part of what you need to be an advanced communicator and get your advanced communication award. You need to work out one of those programs. Also, notify club president if any members are scheduled to earn educational awards. So I will let Mr. Hall know. For example, Steve is on, he has 3 speeches left. So when Steve is done, I will notify Will that we have a person that's going to complete his Competent Communicator Award. And in that case, when we have our induction ceremony, myself and Will induct the new CC into the fold of the award winners. Again, I make sure once we get to the meetings that the roles are filled or they're substituted. Ensure members have their CL manuals and someone to evaluate them, and help greet guests. During club meetings, assist with evaluations of CC and CL manuals, recognize members for awards, preside over meetings in the absence of the club president, answer members' questions about education programs or speech contests. Again, if you have any questions, come to me. If I don't have it, I will go to home office and find out what the answer is for you. After the meeting, I ensure that new members are receive their education plan in a timely manner, distribute supplementary material to enable new members to start their new education program. Julius just joined, and we welcome Julius. He'll be inducted next meeting. But you should have received your icebreaker material and all that, so I make sure that they get all that. Then I assign new members a mentor, so should he choose he wants a mentor, I would assign him a mentor. If he doesn't have to have one. Answer any questions new and current members may have about the educational program and speech contest. Do we have any questions? I know I kind of went fast there, but we got a lot to do today. No questions? Come on. One of you want to run for VP of B. I know you have some questions. Go ahead.
Well, like for instance, I'm not sure I want to run, but I'm not going to be here all, like this summer. I'm not going to make meetings this summer because I got my kids and they're all in camp and they all get out like 12 o'clock and I just can't make the meetings, so I don't know how that would impact.
You could have one main VP of E, and then
And
because you're interested, you could be back up.
Yes.
Okay.
So good idea. So we could have an interim, and you would be the main one, and we have an interim for when you're absent. Okay, so yeah. Go ahead.
I'm also not gonna run or anything like that. But
Come on.
how long have you been a part of Toastmasters, and what was the process before getting this position?
I will tell you, I've been a member of Toastmasters almost 3 years. This is a fairly new club, so when I came in, it was a fairly new club. As far as the process goes, I ran for it almost immediately, but I got beat out by somebody else. But they had a family emergency, so they had to quit. So then I took on that role, and then I re-ran, and I was accepted for that role again. And being that it's a new club, it was a new club, no one was there to hold my hand to say, do this, do that. But now that we have more experienced people, should you run, and I'm hoping, you'll be able to run,
Oh,
In the future.
In the future,
Thank you.
Future.
I would, or whoever, whatever position, would sit with you in a meeting and say, this is how it goes. Now, you're not obligated to do exactly how I do it. You do what feels comfortable for you. I'm a whip cracker, and that's what you feel. But you don't have to be that type of person. So just whatever fits your personality, as long as it falls within the guidelines of Toastmasters International.
Amen.
Thank you.
Whip cracker.
Mama said.
Mama said.
Yeah.
Any more? Go ahead.
I just want to say, I would prefer that this seem daunting and you know the reality of it, then you get in it and be blown away. So she gave a litany of things you've got to do. There's a list like this on all of these positions. But what we're trying to do is be honest and get people that are willing to go through it and come out on the other side. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Not only are you expected to take a leadership role, you actually expected to give your speeches too. You can't cruise like I've seen in some clubs. Officers, that's all they do. But people are looking at you for all kinds of leadership. They want to make sure you're developing as a speaker, and then you can add value to them. At the same time, take the leadership role.
And keep in mind too, from what I understand from home office, if you are aiming for your DTM, your Distinguished Toastmaster goal, you have to have served as president or vice president in your club. So that is one of the requirements. So, yeah. So my thing is, get it over with, and I don't mean to make it sound like it's it's a bad thing, because I've done it for 2 years. I'm stepping down maybe, but it is rewarding. Like I said, if you see other people achieve their goals, and plus you see the club. When I mentioned Speakerpreneur out in the public, oh, I've heard of that club. You guys are always on the internet. You guys are, digitally this, pictures, videos, and that. And that's what we want to be known for, in a place that people like to come, and we want them to know who we are. If I mention another, of course I mentioned Blue Moon or Friendly, they know who that is. But if I mention another Toastmasters group, that's not really out there, they're like, what's that, But if I say Speakerpreneur, they know who we are. So go ahead and get your time in. You don't have to do it all the time. Just do it for a year, for the election year. That way it's under your belt, it's recorded in Toastmasters International, and you can move on and do other things. My hope is that July 1st, I will be area governor. So I will be a different kind of leadership. Okay, with that being done, I'm going to go ahead and move on, because I've gone over my time.
Yeah. And I know it is.
The next
I know